Welcome back to the Think Maintenance series of videos. Today I've had a little bit of a jaunt down south. I'm at a little airport near London. Welcome to the Thistle at Terminal 5 of London Heathrow Airport. Okay. It's not the biggest room in the world, but what have we got here? A complimentary Gosforth Handyman tape measure. Well, if only, but I have actually remembered it this time. Double-sided, metric only, in the shop, on special. So folks, I'm really excited to be staying here because I have driven past this hotel so many times and I've always been so intrigued about how you make a hotel function when it's literally on the runway, more or less on the runway. Put it this way, here's the restaurant, here's the viewing deck, and this is the runway. That becomes even more clear if I show you on a map how close we are to the runway. The hotel is here, the runway is here. You can even get one of those automated pod things that'll take you straight to Terminal 5 in like less than 10 minutes, I think. But anyway, I've got a lot of interesting stuff to show you in this hotel, and I'll tell you how much it cost later on as well. Just to give you a little bit of background, the hotel was built in 1968. It's not a pretty hotel, and apparently it was last renovated in 2011. It is absolutely showing signs of wear and tear, but it does look like they're in the process of kind of renovating the reception area and things like that. So parts of the hotel are really nice, but the rooms are dated. 266 rooms altogether, spread over 2 floors. It's only a 2-story hotel. I'm not entirely sure why that is. But yeah, 2-story hotel right on the runway of one of the busiest airports in the world. And by the way, as per usual, Thistle don't know I'm coming. They don't know I'm making this video. I've paid for my own lodgings here to make this video for you lovely people. And I've already stayed for my first night in this hotel, so please don't judge how the room looks. It was immaculately made up when I first arrived, so no complaints there. Very quickly, so you know what this video is about, you can learn an enormous amount about property maintenance by seeing how things are done in hotels and in commercial buildings, anywhere that has to withstand a lot of kind of wear and tear, daily traffic, daily cleaning and things like that. And hotels are great for picking up a few tips for how you can do things in your own properties. As per usual, I'll give you my 5 takeaways from this particular hotel later on in the video because there's some really interesting things that they've done in here. I mean, I'll be honest, the room is small, very basic and very dated, but in all honesty I had a comfortable night's sleep, and considering we're right on the runway, the noise wasn't too bad at all. You can probably just about hear the aircraft taking off in the background from my lapel mic, but it's not loud at all considering. So if you're playing along at home, I am in room 455, which is here, and pretty much you can see from this, all the rooms are identical. There's a couple of rooms that are maybe nominally bigger, and obviously things shoot off in this direction as well. But yeah, the rooms aren't exactly big. This is quite a nice touch actually, I've not seen this before. It's got bamboo key cards. So they're kind of biodegradable and just RFID, I presume, but they seem to work absolutely fine. So as we come in the room, the first thing we're presented with is a giant wardrobe, and it would appear to be solid oak, or at least the doors are solid oak. You can tell by the way the grain pattern kind of follows around the edge of the door. With veneered oak, you'd probably end up with a different grain pattern on that surface to that surface. So yeah, that would appear to be solid oak. Might be veneered panels, I'm not sure. Certainly this trim at the top is solid. You can see where it's been kind of dinged on the edges. If that was veneered, then the veneer would have been damaged. So yeah, that's actually, even though it's very kind of 70s, it's a really nice piece of furniture, that. And then as we work our way round, we've got kind of our writing desk here again. Solid oak, because you can see where it's been chipped and worn away over many, many years. very much doubt it's got soft close because I would imagine these were built before soft close was even a thing. That has got to be one of the oldest phones I've seen in a long time. Aircon controller just sitting there, and there's the business end of it there. Thanks to everyone who commented on the Dakota video, by the way, explaining how these systems work. I went down an entire rabbit hole looking at VRF systems and all sorts. Wow. I'll actually include a link in the description to a couple of nerdy videos I found about how these work and connect up to like giant units on the roof. But yeah, in newer hotels like the Dakota Hotel, where for example you might have one room that wants to be warmer and another room that wants to be cooler, and how does that all work? Well, yeah, I'll let you research that, but it's very clever. One absolute faux pas that they've made is that they have committed the cardinal sin of mixing cool light and warm light. So you've got like warm lights over there. In fact, you can see it in the mirror. Look at that. So you've got the warm lights in the rest of the room. And then you've got this horrible, horrible thing out of a doctor's surgery, right? Glaring as you walk into the room. Man, put some warm light bulbs in that. That is awful. Cook chair in the corner, decent sized smart TV, which I will measure it and tell you the size of it in a minute. Solid oak headboards attached to the wall, as per usual, which gives them the flexibility to arrange the beds in whatever way. This is set up as a twin room at the minute, but obviously you would just push the beds together and make it up as a double if you needed to. Solid oak bedside cabinets as well. Now, the first thing that's really noticeable and, yeah, massive failing is that there are no sockets next to the beds at all on either side. So the only place to charge your phone is over by the tea and coffee making. Over there. And there's a socket underneath the mirror as well, which I guess you could use for a hairdryer, but there is a hairdryer in the drawer here, not that I need a hairdryer. TV is it's about 123 centimetres. What's that in inches? What's 123 centimetres in inches?
123 centimetres is approximately 48.43 inches. Conversion details.
Please shut up. So yeah, 48-inch TV, HD, works really well. Share your all-share cast or screen mirroring compatible devices screen using your TV. That looks like you can cast to it, but maybe you need some app or something. Oh my word. Chrome sockets and switches everywhere, which were presumably renewed back when they did the renovation in 2011. A little bit of a clunky way of getting your power and data up to the TV, but I guess it works, a bit of trunking. We've obviously got a view to die for out here. Nice. Interestingly, we've got this kind of, is it a fire escape ladder? I don't know what it's for. And then we've got these bits of metal here, and it looks like that should be like a barrier, like similar to those barriers up a height there. And they've probably just got bored and not bothered connecting them up. I mean, to be fair, it looks quite new. They might be in the process of installing that. I doubt it though. But the interesting thing is here, how do you deal with the noise of an airport? Well, we've got secondary glazing. So it is only single glazed secondary glazing, but then that goes out to double glazing here. So I guess you could call it triple glazing. But yeah, it works pretty well. We are kind of hidden away a little bit here. We're not like overlooking the runway or anything. We're more kind of overlooking the car park. And I think like the pod things are over in that direction somewhere. I did try to get to the pods to show you them, but I got to a locked gate that I couldn't get through unless I spent some money on the pods, and I'm not doing that. We've got a bit of mesh covering up a massive hole in the wall that's full of builder's rubble. Another aeroplane taking off, so there you go, that's how loud it is. And as I say, that is with the secondary glazing open. The secondary glazing, it helps, it doesn't do that much. But yeah, that's how they deal with the noise of Heathrow Airport being on their doorstep. Very basic net curtains, but at least we do have, this is nice to see, we have got a proper overlap on the curtain rails for the main curtains. So we've got blackout curtains, and then similar to what I showed you in the Dakota, we've got the inbuilt pelmet at the top there. You get much better kind of blackout if you've got an inbuilt pelmet like that, because no light can seep in around these edges. Interesting to see how they've done that here. They've literally just brought the room in by a little bit and just put a little bit of a cover up next to the coving there. Can you see where they've just boarded up? So if you're ever wondering how you can potentially do inbuilt pelmets in your own room, There's an idea there for you. But yeah, other than the lack of sockets next to where your bedside cabinets are, which is just insane. I can't remember the last hotel I stayed in that had no sockets next to the bedside tables. But yeah, apart from that, the room's perfectly comfortable and it's been fine to sleep in. The interesting things start in the bathroom, so let's head in there. So, the bathroom door's just here. You can tell straight away it's a very kind of cheap and nasty hollow door. By the way, switch-wise, we've got like a master switch for the whole room, and then we've got a room light switch and a bathroom light switch. Simple as that. So, there is no getting away from the fact that the bathroom is tiny. Let me just kind of measure this up. There's barely enough room for like me and the tripod, but it is 182 centimetres wide by about 164 centimetres deep in that direction. Ceilings, if you care, the ceilings they look like 2.4 or thereabouts. Yeah, exactly 2.4. So, let me show you around this. It is dated. Don't get me wrong, it is dated. But first thing I spotted, oh my word, what is this? Does this look familiar? Do you remember the flooring I fitted in the 1930s refurbishment recently? I mean, it's not exactly the same to be fair, but it's very, very similar. This has a very, very slight sheen to it, but yeah, it looks like some sort of LVT type flooring to me. Although this is a solid concrete floor, so I suspect this is glued down. Oh, and by the way, that is one thing I forgot to check. What are the walls made of? Yeah, concrete. Concrete. What about the bathroom wall? I mean, in any other hotel, this would just be a stud wall, but nope, that's concrete as well. Anyway, I digress. Onto the bathroom. Interestingly, the door's got like a little vent in it, and there is kind of a passive vent drawing air out in the bathroom, but there is nowhere for air to come into the hotel room, as far as I can tell, so I guess they're just relying on kind of gaps around doors and things like that. But yeah, categorically, well, unless it's hidden away somewhere I can't find, there is no clean air exchange in this room at all. And I presume they'll have had to make sure there's a big enough gap under that door to stop any kind of problems with negative pressure. Because this vent in the bathroom is definitely sucking air out of the room, as you can tell. Nice bit of trim. Solid metal bath. I don't know if that's been in since the property was built or whether it was new in the refurbishment, and I presume it's 1600. Closer to 1650 by 680, 670, 680, thereabouts. But one thing I really like here, and we've talked in the past about how shower screens just break all the time, and unless you're prepared to replace or repair the shower screens, sometimes a shower curtain is just your best bet. The problem with shower curtains is always, what do you do in this corner here? Because that corner tends to be the area that leaks, because there's nowhere for the shower curtain to kind of go. But in here, what they've quite nicely done is built the vanity unit right close up to the side of the bath, so nothing can really leak out at all. And I can categorically say I've had a couple of showers in here, and yeah, I can confirm no leaks whatsoever. So this is a really nice way of doing things, and certainly something worth considering for rental properties or anything where you want it to be low maintenance, where you're not wanting to maintain a shower screen, because shower screens over baths leak all the time. They're a nightmare. You've probably already spied the access panel down here. We'll try and have a look in that in a minute, but I'll quickly show you around the rest of the bathroom because there's a couple of other things that are interesting. For starters, we've got a nice chrome kind of towel rack, towel rail here, and as you can see, none of the screws have rusted up, which is nice, and that is because I've used stainless steel screws. But a word of warning with stainless steel screws, they are much softer than your traditional kind of carbon steel screws, and they tend to mangle up very easily. And they've done a proper number on the screw heads on these screws. Good luck to whoever has to get this back off. But the alternative is, if you don't use stainless steel screws, you'll end up with screws looking like that. And that's even worse, because once the screw heads have gone rusty, the screws stand a reasonable chance of just breaking off when you try and get them out. Don't let screws in bathrooms go rusty. As soon as they start going rusty, replace them, if possible, with stainless steel screws. We have got a Shire's bath tap, which looks almost original from 1968, and a Bristol thermostatic shower. My word, what is going on here? What is this? Why is there a wood screw in the tiles just behind the shower control? For the life of me, I can't think of any reason you would ever do that other than to just seal up a hole that happened to be in the tiles for some reason. I don't know, perhaps there was like a different shower riser in here at some point, and there's been a hole left in the tiles, and I would suspect they've just used the only stainless steel screw that they happen to have in the toolbox to seal the hole up. I can't think of any other reason why you would have a singular slot head screw in the wall behind your shower controls. But what on earth is going on here? We've got a hole straight through the wall behind both sides of the shower inlet pipes. That is really bad, because water will be going down into that hole like every single time someone has a shower. And yeah, who knows what's underneath room 455 Thistle Hotel, because if you've got a damp patch on the ceiling or mould building up somewhere, that'll be what it's from. But yeah, that is really bad. That needs to be sealed up, because if water is getting through that, then black mould and all sorts will be building up inside the wall, and obviously the spores of the mould could be coming out of that gap. Pretty horrible doctor's surgery lighting going on. Again, we've got this mixture of cool white over on the right there, and then warm white from the spotlight over here. Please, folks, that is the biggest faux pas in interior design. Do not mix the colours of your lighting. You want warm white, as simple as that. Unless you suffer from SAD, or you're in an architect's office or a doctor's surgery, in which case you might want cool white. A nice push-fit flush that has been retrofitted on at some point. Do we have soft clothes? Yes, we do have soft clothes. Very soft clothes. Slightly scrappy plumbing underneath here, but it does the job, I guess. Still going. Let's have a look in the access hatch. See if we can actually open it. Oh yeah, there we're in. Ugh. Wow. The hotel isn't made out of concrete. Would you believe it's made out of brick? This has been used as a dumping ground for a long time. We have got, wow, we've got an old copper waste from the bath. That's how old this place is. Now, let's have a look around this corner, see if you can see any kind of sign of dampness. You know what it is? I think they've been lucky. There's so much builder's rubble and junk on the floor there. I think any drips that are coming down from the shower are just getting absorbed by all the builder's rubble and just drying out over time. So hopefully you can see there's how the plumbing works. We've just got T's off for the shower. Obviously hot and cold coming in, 22 mils on hot and cold, and then 15s up to the shower feed. Just literally kind of chased straight into the brickwork. No kind of guards around the pipe or anything like that. Stuff that for a laugh. Let's just put the concrete and tile adhesive straight over the top of it. But I guess it works. It's worked for quite a long time, probably. Down here, we've got a right mess going on of old plumbing fittings and just bits that have just been kind of left there over the years. And then it's kind of hard to see, but that goes in behind the toilet down there. So that's the waste from the sink coming through there and goes all the way through there and presumably through the soil stack, which is probably also where that old copper waste connects into as well. Oh, I'll try and show you. I really wouldn't want to drop my camera in there. I'll never get it back. There is some signs of water coming in around the vanity unit there over time, but it all seems pretty dry at the minute, to be honest. So yeah, okay, there you go. Nice of them to just leave the old trap sitting there. Lovely. We've got a granite top on the vanity, which is nice. And who's the tap made by? The tap is made by Cascade. Wow, we've got a right mix of kind of bathroom hardware here. And, oh, look, it's just a plug on a chain, kind of wrapped around the tap. Well, I guess that's one way of doing it. So let's quickly run through our 5 takeaways for this one. Again, you can see the pelmet idea that we've talked about before, and we've got a proper overlap on the curtains as well. So do try and overlap your rails. You see how they've done it there? That's what you want. But don't make their mistake of not putting sockets next to bedside tables. Do use stainless steel screws wherever possible, but be really careful because they are softer, so don't chew the heads up. If you're on a budget, I think this is a great idea for doing a shower curtain over a bath without that annoying area that always leaks. And I'm going to finish off on another don't rather than a do. Do not mix warm lights with cool lights. It just looks awful. Stick to warm lights for residential properties unless there's a really good reason not to. Still going. So folks, do let me know if you've got anything to add to that. It's always fantastic to get your feedback. And again, a massive thank you to everyone who got in touch from the Dakota video that I did. Please go and check that video out because it's really awesome when the people who actually built the hotel get in touch, and you can learn so much stuff about how things work, which we all find absolutely fascinating. And as I say, we can carry it forward to our own properties to make things better, easier to maintain. And as I say, the whole purpose of this series is think maintenance. A quick shout out to all the staff at the Thistle Hotel Heathrow Terminal 5 who were all absolutely lovely. I did promise to tell you how much this hotel stay cost. Well, on a random Sunday in November 2025 it cost me £79.20, which I thought was very reasonable considering its location. These videos take forever to put together. The amount of gear that I have to bring out to the hotel just to kind of make these videos possible. Please, if you can do me a massive favour and hit the subscribe button, that would be really, really appreciated. And if you do enjoy these, I will make more of them because I always learn something from these kind of hotel overview videos. And there's a lot of hotels that I would love to go to and make videos about that I just haven't had a chance yet to do. So yeah, as I say, hit subscribe. You will hopefully see those in future episodes. If you want to help this channel out, because I don't do sponsorships or anything like that, head over to the member zone, you can join there, and there are literally hundreds of extra videos, kind of behind the scenes contents. The entire 1930s renovation is almost finished and on there now. Or if you don't want to do that, you can buy a Gosforth Handyman tape measure, link down in the description below if you want one of those. Again, the 8-metre tapes are still on special at the moment if you want to pick one up before Christmas. And as I say, if nothing else, if you could do me a massive favour and hit that subscribe button, that would be absolutely awesome. Folks, as per usual, look after one another, be nice to each other. We shall see you next time. Tatty bye.